what is watercolor batik? The most famous batiks are from the island of Java in Indonesia. They are beautiful fabric is created using wax and fabric dyes. Watercolor is a water-soluble paint that is also transparent. This transparency allows layers of color to be built upon each other. Putting these two concepts together and switching from cloth to an oriental paper called Ginwashi creates watercolor batik. My name is Paige Mortensen, and I am here to let you in on the process I use to create my richly textured watercolor batiks. So here you can see my setup. I have an encaustic iron to melt the wax. A small skillet or electric frying pan with a temperature control will also work. Just watch the temperature and keep it in the 150 to 180 degree Fahrenheit range. If you see even a little bit of smoke, it's too hot, so turn it down. I have paraffin wax and something to apply it with, like a sponge or a brush. I have watercolor paints, a paint tray, and brushes. And then I have Ginwashi paper. Notice the obvious fibers in it. They help create the texture. And a waterproof pen, such as a Micron number 05, to draw the design on the paper. So I tore off a piece of Ginwashi paper the size I wanted it. I drew my design on that with a Micron pen, and I've now placed them on a piece of wax paper, which I've put on top of a piece of black bristboard. The bristboard is so we can see where the wax goes. So the idea of the wax is to preserve the paper the color it is. So I'm going to take this small brush and just put a little bit of wax where I want it to stay white, the highlights on these petals. Okay, the wax dries instantly, so we're going to move right on to adding paint. So what we want to start with is our lightest wash of color, and I've mixed up 3 little wells of paint. So I'm going to start with this yellow. Okay, now we just have to let that dry. So now the next step is to make sure there's wax over the entire piece. So I peeled this off of the wax paper, and I'm just going to place it upside down on my skillet. So now I have a workstation set up with a bunch of layers of newspaper and newsprint. It's really important to have a piece of white paper to put behind it. As you can see, the image is much brighter. So there we have it.